I want to move on to the criminal justice bill here. And this, of course, has now been submitted for its first reading in the House of Commons yesterday. So the criminal justice bill, a bill to amend the criminal law to make provision about criminal justice, including the powers and duties of the police, about dealing with offenders, to make provision about the confiscation and use of monies in suspended accounts, and so on. You can see that on screen at the moment. But I wanted to highlight a couple of key parts to this. First of all, let's have a look at this. They are going to make sentences longer for the most dangerous criminals, including by making rapists serve every day of their sentence behind bars. And people would say on the face of it, that's a very good thing. But equally, this bill will establish powers to transfer prisoners in and out of England and Wales to serve their sentences abroad. Now, there are some very large prisons being built at the moment. Let's move on. They say that they are going to give the police the powers they need to tackle theft by creating a new power to enter a premises without a warrant to search for and seize stolen goods, such as phones located using GPS tracking technology. Now, of course, they'll always use a particular scenario in order to justify what it is they're doing. But I'm going to ask Charles for comment on this in a second. And then they go on to say, give the police greater access to the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Agency database to identify criminals. So, Charles, let me welcome you to the programme here. Now, you're a former police officer yourself. What are your thoughts on the removal of the judicial process in the sense of getting a warrant to enter premises?
I would describe it as being the thin end of the wedge, but I think we're quite far past that stage already. And specifically with powers of entry, I think it's one of those things that people probably don't understand as well they should. First of all, what is set out in law already, but also the degree to which that may be massaged or manipulated by police exercising the powers. So just to set the scene, the Police and Criminal Evidence Act from 1984 already grants powers of entry for the purposes of arrest or indeed for seizing evidence.